Hello and welcome back to the Reapers. So, more CAS training today. It's a biggest thing we've done so far, so it's going to take quite a few days of training. So we spent about an hour today going through a description of how to do true CAS that Coffee put together. I can't bring it to you, but you're just going to have to trust that it's that we've been through it. It's a lot of work, so don't expect us to do it perfectly straight away, but we're going to do our best. It involves filling out sheets with check-ins and sit reps, game plans and 9 lines, etc. We're going to be trialling out for the first time today. It's going to be pretty ugly, as it always is in the first go, but we'll see how it goes. We've got a target. It's separated into 4 different groups covering each area. Each group has a controller. Group 1 is covering the north of the target, a couple of jump jets, a couple of A-10 Charlies, and has Atomic as a JTAC. That's a ground-based controller. Group 2 is Cap's group with A-10s, with Mousy as a ground controller. Group 3 has the East, the controller is Wolf Shadow and an A-10 Charlie, and I've got 3 Vigans as the attack planes. Group 4 has South, I think. Coffee is a FAK controller with these 2 guys as flights. So each time you see our CAS training, which hopefully get better and better until we're bang on the target every time with the right terminology, the right everything, the right information. So we'll see how it goes. So stand by as we get into the action.
Okay, Group 2, brakes on, spool up 80. Full power release, 3, 2, 1.
I'm slower than you for some reason.
Just reaction time.
Our reaction times are beautiful, Beanhead.
To the hold, sure. Not practical.
Rotate. Gear up.
Okay, Group 2, how many A-10s do we have airborne?
3 airborne.
Right.
Okay, chap's going to turn left to 250.
P-Man, do you want to switch out? Because I can only see one person in front of me. Switch with me.
Sure, I'll go low.
Roger.
Just jink right.
Yeah,
and you'll go over the top.
I got it, tally.
Is a bullseye in the middle of the target's cat?
Actually, I don't know. I didn't put it anywhere on purpose.
I think you nailed it, because I think bullseye is actually straight on targets.
Boom.
I can set us into a holding anchor point around here if you want.
Yep, let's do that. Doesn't need to be particularly tight, but yep, it's good.
Okay.
Taking off now.
Altitude all on.
Shaman P-Man, have you set a laser code yet?
Yes, I'm supposed to designate it during the 9 line.
You can't designate it during the 9 line because the A-10 doesn't have the capability IRL for changing the laser code in flight.
Alright,
for the purpose of
fair enough.
DCS,
I've got the
use
code
that anyway.
here. Code 1578.
1578. I'm just going to drop down and back so I can go through the inventory pages on this thing.
Copy, I'm going to take your place. Lead, what do you think our play time is?
I would say 0. I put 0 plus 4, 5, but I think we might be an hour. So 1 plus 0.
Roger.
Are you making the call, or do you want me to make the call?
No, Merlin. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm hoping you do.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I'm going to try and write some stuff down. That's about my skill limit.
Where in the documentation does it indicate the setting up of an echo point? That's during the check-in, correct?
During the check-in, echo point is generally the target area.
Onto that, I'm going to set up a slightly different one. Alright, I'm ready for you to begin your initial check-in.
So is the first thing that happens a general handshake, or do we go straight to the proper check-in?
First thing that happens is you call in your flight name, number of aircraft in the flight, and your bull's position.
So that is a check-in.
That's the initial part of the check-in.
The full check-ins after that bit, after we're in position.
Understood. Fire at will whenever you're ready. Lead.
Sherman, Merlin.
Merlin, Sherman, send.
Group 2 is flight of 2 A10C, 1 A10A, inbound for tasking.
Roger, wait until I call, over.
Copy.
Luckily you've got a good connection, Merlin, otherwise this would be very dangerous.
Virgin Media, innit?
Oh no.
Merlin, Merlin, Delta 0210, block 15. Say again, go Delta 210, block 15.
Delta 2, 10 block 15. You want us 2 miles, or 20?
According to what I'm reading on the net, it's 2 miles to the west of Bulls.
That's awfully close to set attack runs.
Yeah, that's a very close IP point.
Is it in the water for you?
Barely, it's on the shoreline. I think in the video copy was doing 10 miles IP, just so to get
Alright,
the attack
well,
run.
expand it out to Delta 10 then.
Explain what have we done there, Merlin? What's just transpired?
So we've given basically who we are and how many of us there are from the IP, which is in this instance Bullseye. We've been given Delta 10, 10 block 15, so we've got to proceed 10 miles west of Echo, or in this case Bullseye, and be between 10 and 15,000 feet.
Understood, so that's our orders to fly there now. No, that wasn't part of the check-in, wasn't it?
That's part of the initial handshake where he gives us a coordinate of Echo and basically where to go, and then we'll do the full check-in when we're at that location, I believe.
Understood, continue.
Yes, Roger, I'm ready for check-in once you're on station. Provide the full check-in.
Copy, will report when at IP. So now we will continue turning till we're facing east and then proceed till we're 10 miles out. Sorry if I get some bits wrong, I'm just trying to remember what was on the spreadsheet, it's not in front of me.
Yeah, I'm struggling with it up as well.
I have the cards in front of me, they're a pretty good reminder, so I'll do my best to help. In fact, I'm going to get the whole guide up, stand by. Okay, Cap has the guide up, a bit wiggly, so be careful.
Group 2, roll out to 090. Sorry, give that a bit late.
Okay, so the check-in we've got, once we're at the IP, we've got our call sign, which is Group 2. We've got our type and number of aircraft, which you know. We've got our location, which we'll know. That is, hang on, that is Delta 10. It'll be, won't it? We've got our weaponry on board, which you can do. Our time on station, which is 1-0. and our aircraft capabilities, which we'll talk about at the time, and an abort code. So I can help you out if you get stuck there.
Copy that. Is the position that 10 block Delta 10, or would that just be a normal bullseye call?
In this case, it's Bulls Delta 10, but you could just call it Delta 10 because we're using Bullseye as the echo.
Roger. Group 2 entering left-hand orbit.
Are we at the IP point now, lead?
Pretty much, yeah. We're 11 miles out. But by the time we get into this circuit, overhead will be...
yeah, I can see from your distance you're basically close enough to start calling it at this point.
And just for clarification, is our echo point at Bulls?
Affirmative.
And is our IP point 10 miles out to the west of Bulls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you're ready to start. You're ready to call in your check-in when you're ready, Lee.
Okay, stand by. Okay, Sherman, Merlin.
Merlin, Sherman, send your check-in.
Check-in is call sign Group 2, 2 A10Cs, 1 A10A. Position is Delta 10 at 10,000 feet. Ordnance is AGM 65D, GBU 12.
The
Playtime
quantity of
is
them.
1+0. Abort code is Wizard.
The only that was perfect. The only thing was we need the quantity of the ordnance, so it's 6, unless you said it.
Negative. I wasn't sure. Is it just my ordnance or everyone's?
So you
assuming that you have identical ordnance loads, you state your aircraft's ordnance.
Copy that. Correction. Ordnance is AGM 65D times 6 and 3 GBU 12s. Time station 1+0. Abort code is Wizard. Ready for tasking. How copy?
Roger. Sit rep is as follows.
Hold, Sherman. Sorry to be finicky, but I'm just trying to pick up on everything. So, as I understand it from our training, you have to ask us if we're ready to take the sit rep yet, and if we're ready, then we can say yes, please go ahead, and we'll do that for all the game plan and the 9 line.
Roger. Corvin, ready to copy sit rep.
Merlin's ready to copy sit rep.
Sit rep is as follows. Identified threats, none now. Enemy forces, enemy tank platoon. Friendly forces 200 feet southwest of enemy, danger close. Controller, Sherman. No RT at this time. Hazards, 1 mile west, multiple buildings. No further remarks. Advise when ready for game plan.
Merlin's ready for game plan.
Roger, wait 1.
Just be aware I've got tally on a Vigan on 9 o'clock, co-altitude, distance 2 miles.
Are we in our block?
You are definitely in your block. We're supposed to take the west. I'm not sure why the Vigans are here.
And the block is the altitude. Our block is 12 to 14 angels, as I remember from our briefing. So we should be between 12,000 and 14,000.
Are you ready to
We're on
copy
10 at the moment.
When Sherman called 10 block 15,
yeah,
so...
let's just adjust this.
Merlin, Sherman, are you ready to copy game plan?
We're ready to copy game plan.
Game plan is as follows. Type 2 is in effect. Method bomb on target. Ordnance GBU 12 / Mark 82. Interval between strikes 30 seconds. Advise when ready for 9 line.
Merlin, ready for 9 line.
Once we've completed this one, we'll go around it again, but I'll be lead, and then we'll do a third one with P.
love tight formations.
I have to. It makes me happy. Biggin.
One Vegan head, Vegan pass. Yeah, I was going to say, Vegan's just passing across your nose, carry altitude again.
Those pesky vegans.
So I just knocked my CMS with my coffee cup and I've just spat flares everywhere.
Silly pea.
9 line is as follows. Delta 10 23 NA 32 ASL. Enemy tank on echo point. Marked by laser. Sherman. Code 1578. Friendlies 200 meters southwest. Danger close. Egress west to Delta 10. Final attack heading 090.
Right, now we have to read back 4 and 6 and... oh fuck, 2 other things. What are the other things we read back? I'm looking through the
I
restrictions.
didn't get any coordinates.
Don't need coordinates because it's on bullseye, it's on echo.
Okay, so we need to read back line 4, which is the elevation. We need to read back line 6, which is the target location, which is just balls. We need to read back remarks, which are nothing, and that's
Incorrect. Final attack heading is under remarks.
all. Understood. Read back that and time on target. Are you confident to do that, Merlin?
I'll give it a bash cap.
Shoot. As in, do the read back.
32 feet MSL. Target on balls. Final attack heading 090.
And what's the TOT, Sherman? I'm sorry to interrupt. It said, I'm just looking in the guide, it says TOT, time on target. Do we want to be giving you that?
I probably should have given that to you initially. Time on target now.
That's one of the remarks.
One of the other
Stand
things in
by
the
the time
game,
on target.
in the game plan, Sherman hasn't actually called for what weapon type you'd like deployed.
I'm fairly certain I called GBU/Mark 82.
Agree.
Yeah, it was on the game plan.
Okay, I missed that.
Right, that's the read back. Now, Sherman, you come back and say, what do you say when you agree with that?
Read back correct. Report IP inbound.
And now what do we do, Merlin? Do we get to the IP, or are we already there?
We are at the IP. When we're set to attack, we call IP inbound, turn onto the target, and then we'll update him as we get closer.
Right,
Remember 2 things. I called for 30-second spacing, which means each aircraft comes in 30 seconds after the other, and you need to call for my lays when you need it.
Fuck, I can't remember that bit, guys. Looking in the manual.
I'll make this one pass, and then I'll head in after Cat's finished looking. Give him a bit of time.
During and after attack. For types 1 and 2, which we're doing, aircraft reports IP inbound, which we're going to do. Controller clears us for attack or can tell us to continue. CAS aircraft is going to say IP inbound, yes, blah blah blah. Sherman is going to say yes, continue, and then this bit I don't get. Captured, which I don't know what that is, and then the Glazer code set. Are you reading this during and after the attack bit, Sherman?
So, captured means that I can see the target and lasing, so report IP inbound.
Okay, we'll run through it one step at a time, Merlin. When you're ready to go in, report IP inbound, and then we'll take it from there.
Just about ready in 15 seconds or so. Stand by.
3, I'm going to slide really slowly. That's how I'm going to get my distance you may need to circle.
I'm half a mile back from you two, I've already spaced.
Roger. Merlin, report.
Group 2 is IP inbound.
Continue, target is captured, ready to laze.
Negative. So Sherman, on the
Call for laser when ready.
manual it says you give the laser code and set. We're not doing that.
So to call for the laser, you say Merlin Sherman request laser or something like that.
You're not.
I can do that.
Don't seem immortal to me.
Sorry, I wasn't transmitting. Sherman, on the in the manual, Coffee's manual, it says you say the laser code and set. If you're reading that.
Yeah, code 1578 set.
And now you read that back, Merlin.
1578.
Good readback.
Now you say 10 seconds before release. You say group 2, 10 seconds away, and then say laser on, and he'll put the laser on.
Copy.
So that's before we drop the bomb. And Sherman replies with Sherman, lasing, and then the code again. Just another check. I see our bearing is 080. Might be my compass messed up, maybe.
Nah, I'm a little bit hurt.
Roger, just go by your eye.
Dead thing is out. Sherman, laser on.
Sherman, lasing.
And you follow that up with the laser code number again, Sherman. Don't know why, it's just etiquette.
1578, lasing.
1 away. Time on target, 26 seconds.
Roger, laze continuing.
Two, 1 away.
Flash,
20,
1.
2, 1 away, 26 seconds to impact. That was to my flight lead. Well done, Merlin.
Thank you very much. On the egress, west back to D10.
Please reduce speed so we can catch up.
Copy, reducing speed and climbing to Angels 12.
Did you make it MP?
Yeah, I made the run, I just didn't release a weapon.
Roger. Okay, let's form up again, guys. Thank you, Sherman. Hang on, we've got to tell him that we're off. Stand by. After attack, controller gives BDA, which you've done, haven't you, Sherman?
Yes, technically, yeah.
And then updates the sit rep. So there's nothing to update the sit rep. We'll just start fresh and clean. After attacks have been completed, the aircraft proceeds with an egress as planned. Yep, new attack. Okay, we've done. Okay, let's all get together, head away, and then I'll try it.
Are you going to practice being the flight lead?
Cap will be the flight lead. You'll always be the back A Sherman for this today.
Roger that.
Okay, fans, so just so you know, we're the same group, but Cap is now the lead, and Sherman is still the FAC A above target. Stand by. FAC A Cap, 3 ship, Hogs approaching from the west, ready for tasking.
Cap, Sherman, bullseye. Sorry, Echo Point is at Bulls 342 for 12.
I didn't get that, Merlin. Did you understand that?
From Bullseye, bearing 343 for 12 is our IP point.
Oh,
So
343 for
where we are
12.
now.
Stand by. Let me write this down.
342 for 12 is your IP. Report when above.
342 for 12 from Bulls, yeah?
Yes.
Understood. I've got to write that down. Stand by.
Or you could have one of your ATNCs in your flight use the offset to figure out where that is.
Okay, I've done that. I'm now getting to IP, so stand by. I'll contact you then. No. Do I contact him on the way to IP for the check-in?
According to Wolf, that's what they often do. They usually do the well, at least the situation, the sit rep and game plan, I think they do while en route. The actual check-in is when you're at IP.
Roger, okay. I'm going to go and plot the IP on F10 so I know where I'm going. Three, 4, 2 for 12 is there.
Close enough.
Okay, cap's changing heading, standby. Lead 240, backing off now. If I can find my compass, we're going to change to 060, turning left. Now, I'm going to be writing things down, so I'm going to do the check-in on the way to the IP. Because, so I'm straight, standby, standby. FAC A, Group 2, ready for sit rep. No, sorry. FAC A, Group 2, ready for check-in.
Group 2, Sherman, send your check-in.
Group 2, number of aircraft 3, 2 A10Cs, 1 A10A. Position, fucking hell. En route to Bulls 342 for 12. Angels 13. Ordnance 2 times GBU 12, 6 times AGM 65D. Time on station 0-45. Abort code Merlin. Additional remarks none.
Roger. Abort code Merlin. 3 times A10, various descriptions. 3 times GBU 12, 6 times AD 65D. What's your playtime?
Playtime 0-45.
Roger, advise when ready for sit rep.
FAC A, Group 2, ready for sit rep.
Sit rep, threats none, enemy forces, tank platoon, friendly forces 200 feet off the west, danger close. No artillery at this time. Controller Sherman, hazards, buildings 1 mile west. No further remarks, advise when ready for game plan.
FAC A, Group 2, ready for game plan.
Game plan is as follows. Type 2 in effect. Method bomb on target. Ordnance GBU 12. Interval 15 seconds. Advise when ready for 9 line.
Readback. Type 2, bomb on target. GBU 12 times 1. Interval 15 seconds.
Roger. Advise when ready for 9 line.
Group 2, right roll. FAC A, Group 2, ready for 9 line.
Roger. Wait 1. Do you want the grids in latitude long or in MGRS?
What happened to this? I thought it was cardinal heading and distance. It says here.
That's if we were... Actually, we're still using bullseye as the target reference, so it doesn't matter.
Unless...
Lines are as follows. IP, point echo, heading 161, 12 for 12. Altitude 32 ASL, enemy tank, on bullseye. Mark, laser, code 1578. Friendlies 200... southwest, danger close. Egress north to IP. Final attack heading.
I need you to go from line 4 onward, Sherman. I ran out of... got behind at that point.
resuming from line 4, 3-2 ASL, tank, on bullseye. Laser, code 1578, friendlies, 200 feet southwest, danger close. Egress north to IP. Final attack heading 270 to 360.
Readback.
I'm over target now.
Readback. IP at Echo. Heading 161 for 12. 30.
Cap Coffee on 243. Do you intend to rotate the flights at some point?
Roger, we're doing our last one now. Can you give us 5 to 10 minutes?
Wilco Coffee.
Target elevation, we started from 3-2 ASL. Description, tank. Location, Bulls 00. Laser code 1578. Friendlies 200 feet southwest, danger close. Egress north to IP. Approach azimuth 270 to 360. Time on target now.
Cap, just to let you know, the only readback you need to give is lines 4, 6 and remarks. You don't need to read the entire thing
Alright,
back.
scratch that, Sherman. I'll do it properly.
It's just target elevation, target location, and your final attack heading or any other remarks.
Hang on, yeah, I'm looking at that egress. Right, okay. JTAG, FAC A, Group 2, read back, 3-2 ASL. Bulls, at Bulls. Ingress 270 to 360. Time on target now.
Readback correct. Report IP inbound.
Okay, give me a second, guys. Sherman, our headings, our attack vectors of 360 can't be correct. I think you mean 180, because we're going to be coming from the south, aren't we?
No, you're meant to be coming in from west to north.
Yeah, the 270 to 360 means that you can make an attack run bearing from target 270 to 360. So attack from the northwest quadrant.
I disagree with that, but I'm not going to argue it now, so we'll stand by. Okay, Sherman, I'm just reading through Coffee's thing. Stand by until I turn on target.
You can do it either way. You can have attack heading, so the heading for the aircraft, or you can have it bearing from target.
Watch,
So he's giving you bearing from target.
Gotcha. Stand by, guys, because you may need to separate a little bit.
Two is dropping back.
Lead's accelerating a little bit. Does anyone remember what block corridor he gave us? I can't stand by.
I did not specify.
Okay. Group 2 lead, IP inbound.
Group 2, continue. Target captured. 1578. Set.
One, 5, 7, 8.
As what?
Okay, guys, the next thing I'm going to do is give a 10-second warning when I'm close.
Don't forget to call for the laser.
Roger, will do. Back A, Group 2, 10 seconds.
Merlin,
hang on.
Merlin.
Sorry, I fucked that up, Sherman. Stand by.
In case you didn't notice, I just called the abort code.
We aborted.
Aborted. Okay, men. Egress, which is... Fuck, I can't even remember that. Egress north to IP.
Roger, I went further back than I realized. I'm currently staring to the side of a building. You have to give me a few moments just to...
Roger, Chairman Coffey's asked us to move to his group, so we're going to move groups, and you can... you'll take the next lot of guys on. Coffey, are you ready to accept group 2?
Christ almighty.
Affirm, Cap.
What is your freak, please?
Call sign Coffee, FAC A, frequency 135, Alpha Mike.
135. Stand by. Group 2, push 135. Okay, lead. You can now contact the AFAC with the initial cool handshake.
Okay, Coffee, Merlin.
Merlin, go for Coffee.
Group 2 is a 3-ship of 2 A10C, 1 A10A at Bulls 341, 411 at 12,000 inbound.
Request tasking.
Request tasking.
Merlin Coffee, proceed to Delta 10, 16 Block 18. Check in at IP.
16 Block 18, Delta 10, copy.
So let's just pick that apart, guys. So Delta 10, that means west from Bullseye by 10 miles. And what was the block? I didn't catch that, Merlin.
16 Block 18, so up to 16,000.
So it's, no, 16 to 18,000, isn't it? Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. I misheard you. Now, am I right in saying that the Delta 10, west by 10, is that from Bulls or from Bulls?
Affirmative, I believe so. That's the target area.
Roger. Right. So now, do we want to do our check-in on the way then, while it's nice and straight, and it helps us write on our game card?
Copy requested check-in at the IP when we get there.
Merlin, slow down a bit. Is there any harm doing the check-in now, asking for the check-in now? That's what I'm trying to ask.
You'd have to ask Coffee that, but I like doing the check-in while I'm in position and orbiting.
We'll follow what you were used to. Yeah, go to about 90% power. I just haven't got the power on this piece of shit.
Copy that. Coffee, Merlin.
Merlin, go for Coffee.
Call sign is Merlin, 1 ship of 3 A10s, 2 A10 Charlies, 1 A10 Alpha. Position is Bullseye 268 for 11. Ordnance is AGM 65D times 6, 2 GBU 12s. Playtime is 0+30. Abort code is Wizard. Available for tasking. I copy.
Merlin Coffee, confirm your entire flight only contains 6 times Maverick Delta 2 by GBU 12.
Negative, that's my individual aircraft.
Then that's per plane.
Loadout.
I think my game's crashed.
Roger, Coffee, that's per plane.
Merlin Coffee, advise when ready for sit
I
rep.
think we're...
Coffee, ready for sit rep.
Sit rep is as follows. 50 cal machine guns for self-defense mounted on T-72 tanks located near the Cobblehead Cross training range. Friendlies are mixed with hostiles. Friendly flights training in the area. No artillery. Stack, brief, mark and control lies with Coffee. Clearance with ESF air. No hazards. Maintain a hard deck of 10,000 feet.
Okay, I think you can call in for a game plan once you're ready, Merlin.
Merlin Coffee, advise we're ready for game plan.
We're ready for game plan.
Merlin, this is a Type 3 bomb on target with 4 times AGM 65 Delta. Advise, we're ready to copy 9 line.
Don't advise yet, Merlin, we're going to talk about this. So this is different, Merlin, we haven't seen this before. This is a Type 3. This is where we're given an allotted amount of time, after a certain time, to go in and essentially attack at will the targets. So this is going to be different. So no, so still bomb on target. What do you think about this, Merlin? Why don't we
I'm not sure.
we can get the 9-line details at least, and then we can query anything with the FAQ afterwards if we need anything clearing up. Then I've got to go through the procedure manual and see what's different for a Type 3.
Type 3 is just basically weapons free. He'll give you a designation of targets and then give you an allotted time for attack. And then if that happens to be 10 minutes, then you swing around and destroy X number of targets within 10 minutes. And once your 10 minutes are up, you fuck off.
Copy. Fuck it, call in from the 9-line to see what happens, Merlin.
We're ready for 9 line.
FAQ Coffee was off comms for the past 30 seconds. Back on station now.
Merlin ready for 9 line.
Merlin, 9 line is as follows. Delta 10. 3 feet. Fuel storage, 4 distinct units mixed with trees. 10-digit grid, 37 Tango, Golf, 32383, 36002. Coffee's laser 1545, secondary laser spot handoff. Friendlies are mixed with the targets. Egress, left pull, Delta 13. Advise when ready to copy remarks and restrictions.
Wait, Merlin. Okay, I'm going to just talk about this to you, Merlin, to see if I understand it. The IP, or the first 3 lines, was Delta 10, which is west...
Gumbo's taxi into the active.
Which is west 10, so he's given us our location where we are now, hasn't he?
Yeah, so that's our IP, that's where we're going to begin our attack from.
07 quality.
But he hasn't told us where the target is. Sherman gave us the target for these 3 lines, whereas Coffee's giving us the IP for these 3 lines. So someone's wrong.
He's given us the target in the target coordinates. So he's given us our IP of where where we need to proceed to the target from. And the target is from that NGRS line that he gave us, so when I punch that in, that will be our target location.
Right, okay, that's cool. He's given us the altitude ASL, which I understand, fuel depots, I understand, the friendlies, I understand. I've forgotten the 37 Tango. What do we think of that?
That's the map reference.
The grid reference was that?
Yeah.
Map reference.
Military map reference.
07 quality.
And does
Basically
that...
which map we're looking at.
Oh, is that something to do with just the A10C, I'm guessing?
It's a universal map reference for the...
For DCS, it's pretty much only useful for an A10C.
Yeah, that's what I wanted, the answer. Okay, and then I understood the egress as less pull, and Delta 13, which means west, off target west 13 miles. So we can do that. Right, so when you're ready, you can call in for the remarks and the other word that I can't remember.
Coffee, ready for remarks and restrictions.
Merlin, make your final attack heading from southwest to northeast. Danger close, Hotel Lima. Report in with heading.
Merlin, I got information overload. Hang on, I'm just stand by. Have you, if one of you two boys get that?
Affirmative.
So what I got was attack southwest to northeast, which makes perfect sense. What did you get for the rest?
Basically radio in with heading, so when we're IP inbound, say our heading as we turn in, I believe.
Oh, right, okay. Now the other thing is we're going to be in for repeated attacks. Does that mean every time we are missiles away, we have to be on that southwest to northeast heading? Or can we attack from any angle once we've done our first shot?
I believe we have to attack from the same angle every time to prevent confliction with other aircraft. So every time we attack from southwest to northeast, we do a left pull.
Probability traffic
to
hammer flight of 215 miles to the
towards our
west
initial
for
point.
run and break.
I'm not sure if we go all the way to the initial point, but as long as we're heading in that direction,
Probability
turn back
traffic
in
on rotation
and
off
re-attack.
Understood. Understood. Okay, I'm just going to quickly look at the manual, see if there's anything for a Type 3 when you absolutely need to know.
Cap Coffee, that is, I will give you a time limit, and you have the authority to repeat the 9-line as many times as you want to complete your objective.
Roger. Coffee, have you given us a time on target yet?
Negative, I will give that after you read back.
Roger. You need to... Merlin, have you read back the 9-line yet? I can't remember.
Not yet, you stopped me from doing so,
That sounds
and
like
that's
me.
the next bit.
Right, go ahead, Merlin.
33 feet, 37 Tango, Golf, 32383, 36002. Final attack heading southwest to northeast, will radio with heading on IP inbound.
Well done.
Merlin Coffee, did you copy Danger Close, Hotel Lima?
Copy, Danger Close Hotel.
Do we know what that means, Merlin? Because I don't know what the fuck that means. Danger Close, Hotel Lima. Anyone? Hotel Lima?
Hammer flight on the break.
It's basically just the initials of the commander who you are firing close at.
Roger. Okay, fine. Right. Have we also identified, Merlin, whether we're attacking one target or multiple targets?
Number 2 zone final
Is that a
line,
thing?
runway 24.
It's 4 units, in line 5 of the 9 line. It was a 4 unit, so
You're down to
we got
muscle.
4 Mavericks, 4 units.
Ah,
So
well done.
our objective essentially is to take 4 of those units out within the time limit given
Fucking
with
hell.
4 Mavericks.
So hard. Right, okay, so I've managed to miss that
Hammer
completely.
final runway.
Okay, so you've read that back. I'll just leave it to carry on. I think, Coffee, you've got to accept that now, haven't you?
Yes, I would do that if you wouldn't step on the comms to explain things. Merlin Coffee, good read back, advise when ready to copy time on target.
Right, we're heading in now, Merlin.
Negative. I need my time on target. Ready to copy time on target.
Your type 3 is in effect 3-8 to 4-8.
Three 8 to 4 8. Copy.
Can't find my clock. Charlie, we're on
Number 2 is
3-5.
clear for runway.
We're on 3-5 now currently, team. So we've got 3 minutes to wait. Right, if we do another orbit, we should be on ready for it then. Merlin, where are you writing the time on target down? I can't see it on our sheet.
The time on target for the A10C is the CDU itself.
Oh.
We're going to have to start heading in soon. We're already a few seconds behind.
Roger, I'm just following you.
Coffee, Merlin, IP inbound. Standby for heading.
Just a pro tip during this downtime, you may want to designate the target who shoots which thing.
With bombs or guns or whatever.
Yeah, it's still 2 minutes to the target.
Cap going, True going left, is that alright? And I can go for the left target, Merlin?
If you go for the far left target, far left container, I'll start from the right one. P-man, take either of the second or third in row.
3.
2. I can't even find the fucking target, boys.
Marked with red and orange smoke.
Coffee, Merlin, final attack heading 070, IP inbound.
Merlin cleared hot. And at this point you would say commencing engagement at a certain time.
Commencing engagement at 11:37.
Fucking thing! Give me a big fat fucking target. There it is.
1 rifle. Left pull to Delta 13.
2 rifle. Left pull, Delta 13. You don't have to go all the way back, we've got 10 minutes, we can keep going.
Affirmative. I wish we took Hotel Mavericks instead of Delta, because could have done it in one run with Force Correlate, but Sherman wanted Deltas.
Sherman wanted Deltas. Let me know, let me know when you're turning back in.
1 is turning in hot. Attack heading 060.
Given how this is a Type 3, you do not have to announce every engagement. You just say you're doing this for a certain amount of time and you're clear to do that.
Copy. One rifle.
Lead, are you seeing the targets at the cross runways?
Affirmative. It is just to the east of where the cross is on the runway. So hit for the cross and then just east of it.
Tally.
3, sharing my speed.
Come on, you piece of shit aeroplane. Oh, I hate you. 2 rifle.
1 rifle.
One, how much time have we got, please?
8 minutes, Cap.
Oh, beautiful.
Cap Coffee, recheck weapon settings. You are firing level with no target lock.
Bollocks. Okay.
P-man rifle. JTAC with target.
1 rifle.
Anything that I could be doing wrong, boys? I'm locking on and then just pressing fire. Do I have to keep it locked?
I'm not
Afterwards.
familiar with the A10, I'm afraid.
Close.
All targets shack.
I'm just going to fire at the dead. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Merlin, copy. Good shack on all 4 targets. Stand by for visual correction to further targets.
Copy, standing by for visual correction. Okay, heading back out at 270. Climbing back to Angels 12.
Merlin, copy. Do you have a lightning pod capability?
AFM.
Merlin, slew your camera to previous target score contact.
Stand by. Contact.
Merlin, using the center point of the runways as a mirror image, do you see the second set of fuel tanks?
Contact.
Those are your targets. Your type 3 has been extended to 5-5.
Whoa!
Type 3 extended 5-5. Copy.
That's more playtime, boys. That's what that means. Do you guys use some kind of autopilot when you're aiming your missiles? Because my plane just flies all over the place and it's impossible to aim.
Not when firing, no. Okay, 2 and 3. Do you have eyes on the target?
3 is blind.
Too blind, haven't turned in yet. I'll turn in now and have a look.
I'll take out the 2 leftmost fuel tanks, then I'll be out of Mavericks. If you watch for the smoke and the general explosion, the 2 targets remain to be just to the right hand side.
Roger.
Cap, eyes on target.
1 rifle.
In an aeroplane, please. Right.
One
Two rifle.
egressing.
No, mine just flies straight, like wankers. Never mind.
Cap, coffee. You're flying the A10A, right?
Roger.
When you slew your seeker head to the target, does the gate close?
Negative.
Therefore, you're not firing with a lock.
Roger. Okay, I'm out of ammo anyway. My Winchester now, so it's something I'll look up.
2 times shack on fuel containers.
Well done.
P-man, what's your status?
Right hand orbit, bearing 200 from target.
Oh, sorry, guys. 2 does have. I do have 3 more Mavericks. I've just realised. Turn again. Right, so I'm looking at the gates to close. Do we know any reason why the gates wouldn't close? You guys must have the gates on yours, wasn't you? On the Charlie.
Sherman is
I'm not sure about gates. I'm not sure how the A10A works. For the C variant, at the very least, when your EO's on, the electrical optical output for the Maverick, essentially you slew it to the target. Your TMS up, and then it just locks it, and then you just release it as long as the crosshair is flashing, and it usually flies.
Alright, scratch that, noise different. Blood, what's up?
Basically.
I presume we're near finishing now.
Yeah, I mean, essentially finish whenever you want. I wasn't planning to debrief unless you... Well, yeah, we can debrief. Tell you what, I'm on one more run, Blood, and then we'll kick out and debrief.
Yeah, no, it's just we've had an idea, something that could be a bit fun at the end of the video.
Okay, I'll contact you before I come out then.
Roger.
Okay, inbound, that's how I get a good look at this target.
P-Man report shack 2 times.
Slice side Bloodknock, could you move your aircraft? We just need to get onto the runway.
Merlin, copy. Good shacks on the additional targets.
April.
Stand by for visual talk on for further targets.
Copy. Standing by for visual talk on.
Merlin, from previous targets, core contact with Teapot.
Contact.
Do you see the 2 round silos approximately 30 meters due west?
Affirmative.
Those are your targets. Playtime stays the same. Request 2 by AGM 65 Delta from Corsan Cap.
Copy. 2 AGM-65 Delta from Cap on the 2 silos west of previous target. Merlin.
Watch this, boys, watch this. I'm about to answer Coffee's prayers. In it comes. Silo down.
Good check.
I hit it by accident. Is there one still up?
Copy.
Going around. I was trying to lock onto the the fuel things and I got that by accident.
One T-72 still active, lasing 1588.
What this needs is a bloody HD camera.
What this needs is for Cap to get the A10C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Just
going
make those
to teach him that.
Yeah, right. I'm good at learning just the bare bones of stuff though. I've learned all just the bare bones of the...
Sherman joining ahead to land, runway 23.
Alright, one more missile away and then we're off, guys. Back to base, it's only 10 miles away. Nice big formation landing or something.
Cap, P-Man, you've got 2 minutes left of the attack window.
Roger up.
Let's go, Cap. Let's go.
Sherman downwind to land, runway 27.
Rifles away, boys. Fingers crossed.
Sherman on final, runway 27 to land.
She's looking promising. Got it!
You hit the shell of the
Negative.
401.
P-Man rifle.
Oh yeah, what a bastard. Come on, P-Man, just kill that fucking thing, would you? Time of impact. Yay!
Gunbows downwind.
Alright,
Negative, it looks like it went long.
that's the best we've got in this, guys. I'm super late now, so let's get back together and land, and then we'll quickly debrief, and then we're off. Merlin, present yourself so I can see you.
Runway vacated.
All units, last group are coming back in.
And 270 from Bors, 8 miles out, 12,000 feet.
Right, 2 is on your left wing, ready when you are.
Cap, will you be ready to film in, say, 2 minutes?
I think so. Turning for final now.
Roger.
Covalent traffic, Merlin 2 ship on base leg, runway 07. Runway 25 correction. Okay, gear is
Couple of coffee off active, runway 8.
A bit high. Air brake going out. Final touchdown speed will be 130.
Don't forget your flaps, Merlin. Don't brake, don't brake, don't brake. Okay, free to brake. Whew. Okay, I'm going to eject him, I'm going to film blood.
Coffee, Hammer Flight IP inbound.
Hammer flight cleared hot.
Cleared hot, Hammer Flight.
And a minute.
Did we get it?
Bloody vegans!
We fucking missed, didn't we?
Roger, QFE problem, I guess.
No, I couldn't quite see the target. I hoped that we'd get a better visual from where we were, but...
Yeah, you couldn't have come in from worse direction.
Yeah.
Figgins are back here, guys. Let's debrief. So that was, don't know, grueling. It was good. Right, so I'll quickly go through group 2, and then you can go group by group and controller by controller. We had Sherman first of all, then we had Coffee. We were just essentially just reading through the guide document that Coffee made, and essentially doing it line by line, more or less, filling in the sheets, the game plan, the 9-line check-in, and the sit rep as we were going, and roughly kind of stringed it together. I found it really, really hard just to get the information in time and in the right place. What about you, Lead and 3? Did you have the same problem in my group? Trying to capture all that information?
The problem was it was just disjointed because you were having to explain everything every time you made a call, so it didn't have any flow to it.
Yeah,
we kind of needed to do just talking on the ground. So just practicing saying this stuff.
Roger, I mean, that's essentially well, yeah, that's fair enough, yeah.
So the best way to do training is you break it down piece by piece, and you just practice doing each piece, and only later on do you bring it together.
Yeah,
And I mean,
agreed,
the pieces of flying, dropping bombs, etc. we can all do. It's mostly just the communicating, writing down 9 lines, etc.
Because I had no muscle memory of taking this info in, I just didn't have enough brain left after flying the aeroplane to take this information down and understand what it was.
That's
Yeah,
a lot
you get
of
quite
that you
overload.
can see. You've got plenty of time to just stick it in an orbit and you can literally go heads down the entire time and write all the information down in one go.
I can't do that. I'm flying and trying to write with my left hand. It's impossible.
Well, basically, you've just been given a dictionary for a foreign language with a load of words that you haven't really seen before, at least not in that context. And then you're kind of having to open the dictionary all the time and go, all right, so that word's that word's that.
The biggest problem with this is aircraft familiarity. It's fine if you fly an A-10 regularly and you know how to input a military set of coordinates into the CDU rather, and actually use it. But if you're trying to think about the aircraft, how to fly that, how to deploy the weapons and everything else for it, as soon as you're starting to try and take this kind of information in whilst doing everything else, your brain's just going to fall out your ass.
Yep. Yep.
So do we need further away echo and IP points then, so people have more time to input the information?
I don't think that.
How far away were your guys' points?
10.
We were like 10 miles.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I think
in an F-18 they're going to be 8 miles away, and you're going to go 480 knots into the target. So.
Yeah, so I think we need to just practice it on the ground. Just literally get you and whoever's doing your FAC A, and just talk. Yeah. Just invent coordinates and just practice doing 9 lines and check-ins and game plans until it's just muscle memory. Okay. And then once you're in the air, you've got one less thing to think about.
Should do that tomorrow then, because I must admit, I couldn't do that on my own properly. That was impossible.
You can do it as well in single player. The AI JTAG says pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah, good point.
It's not the best way.
Yeah, the AI.
It's not the best way. It's something.
Yeah. One recommendation could be, so obviously me and Coffee should probably be the ones that are doing the FAC A stuff, and then so that you guys understand what is coming back to you. I was hoping I was going to be there to correct any minor things that he's done, but I'm confident that he probably did pretty well. But if we get people that did well during the CAS stuff, they could be lead, and everybody else, you should be taking readbacks from -2, -3, -4, so they have to start talking as well, and they will hear lead doing it hopefully correctly.
Sherman wasn't doing anything wrong, but what I noticed was that Sherman and Coffee had a slightly different format as well, the way they were giving information, and that was really got my...
Did you say Sherman and Coffee?
Yes, Sherman and Coffee. So with Sherman first of all, and then we were with Coffee, and they were doing the same job, but because they're different humans, they were giving us a slightly different format, just ever so slightly, as you'll see in the video, and that got me as well.
Sherman was back.
Righto. I'll try to listen to it, because it's not 100% like science, so there is some art to this with certain things, but a lot of that has to do with how you're going to be employing them. The actual format of the 9 lines should be fairly standard. If he says things slightly differently, that's one thing, but the more you standardize it, the easier all of this gets.
Okay.
So honestly, I thought my group did pretty well. Like initially, I know Blood was getting frustrated because he's like, "Fuck, I know there's these little parts that I'm like not doing right," which is fine. Like, but we struggled through it and it worked. We got bombs on target. So
yeah, no, we started to get it a lot slicker at the end.
Right, and we worked on it. So that's the point. It's like you work through it, and as long as we have the two, we really only have 2 FAC As right now. So as long as we do that and we start having leads that can do it, you rotate through leads, and you can do it that way.
It might be worth so we're going back to the sort of talking on the ground, is you just grab whoever wants to be a FAC A, and you just practice with them just talking.
The only thing is that person who is the FAC A has to give the right calls and right information, otherwise it defeats the purpose of it.
And that's why, that's what I'm saying, honestly. And I'm not trying to this is not a high horse thing. I just think you probably shouldn't do the practice with anybody but myself and Coffee for the FAC A portion.
Yeah, that's what I mean, is that you and Coffee take some people aside and you practice with them, get them up to speed. So at least they're obviously not going to always be up to your level, but they'll at least be pretty solid.
Right, and once you start getting CAS and you can lead CAS and you can do attacks, because it is very regimented, so you should be able to do the same thing over and over again. Once you can get to that, then we can start making FAC As from the people that either want to do it or they have to do CAS very well and do it for a while. So
you mean they need to appreciate what it's like at the other end before it makes sense them doing it?
Because you can't, as the FAC A, you have to be able to adjust to different things and what they need. With like the Vigans were like, dude, we cannot see the target, so it's like, cool, you need to come from a different direction. That didn't work for certain things. Cool, I'm going to mark it with smoke. They're like, okay, you can see the smoke, and then they end up. So you just have to be able to progress down the road of what is going to help them.
Okay.
But if you don't know how to do CAS, you can't be a FAC realistically.
We'll do some ground talking then. We'll do some work on the ground then tomorrow. Like we said, just nailing it into our brains, because we've got to do it 50 times before we can learn it properly, or some of us anyway. Any other problems and stuff that other people picked out? I'm sure there was lots.
We had a
gripe for whoever was guiding fire. I don't know who called the attacks on the southern targets, but yeah, south targets were for me.
Yeah, that was Wolf. Sorry, No.
It happened after you left.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, the targets that I had were a lot of them were friendlies. So.
Did we hit the friendlies? Did anyone hit friendlies?
There was one bomb on them, but that wasn't. I think that was later once there were no targets left.
Roger.
So I don't think they probably ran out of stuff to strike. Would be my guess, but
yeah, it's fine. Cool. Anything else before we shut shop?
We found that the way that the document's set up it didn't work very well for the Harrier, because it has to if you've not got the GGP on, it has to nose in and everything to get the LST to work. So I was having to turn the laser on at IP inbound just to give them enough time to find the point.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what you need to do to call IP inbound, coffee, laser on, or whoever it was. Sorry, I don't know who was controlling you, but
yeah. So I just didn't know if I was doing that wrong or whatever. I mean, yeah.
So realistically, that's because of the distance. That's probably how you would want to do it. I have not done that in real world, so all of the laser handoffs I've done, you do them prior to you get either their pod or their weapon in the area, and they'll basically look at that area. They'll know where it is. Once they turn in, they'll just drop their bomb in that area, and either the FAC will laser it or whatever the case is.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to get the LST spot with the Harrier. If you know if you've had a talk on from FAC, then you have an idea of where the area is, and then you just release it. And
I suppose you just got to get into the cone, haven't you?
Exactly.
Correct.
So all you really got to do is, if you know that the target is 50 meters west of the cross on that airfield, then as you're overflying it, you just drop it, and it'll hit into the cone, and it'll guide itself. And you don't have to get the LST lock and CCRP queues for it.
Out of interest, IRL, if the weapon doesn't get a lock, is it designed to just inert itself? Or does it just explode wherever?
Yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, as far as I was aware, they just, once they're armed.
So don't miss.
Yeah. And then, what P-Man was saying is correct for a bomb on target, because you're probably talking the guy's eyes onto it. If it's a bomb on coordinate, though, and they just want you to drop a GB12, that's where imagery and that kind of stuff comes into play. You can use F10 to see where the coordinate is and be like, cool, on the airfield it's about there. And then they drop it, because think about F5s and all that kind of stuff. It sounds like the Harrier is essentially dropping a GB12 just like a F5 or something like that would drop them.
Well, you've got two ways of doing it with the Harrier. You can drop it a la sort of F5, throw it in the area and get it in the cone, or you can use the laser spot track on the DMT, and then it'll give you a queued CCRP release similar to the F18 or the A10.
Right, but can you get the laser spot as you're basically out in the stack, maybe turn in, get the spot, and then continue turning, or does it have to maintain that?
No, the preferred way of doing it would be for the FAC or JTAC to turn on the laser for say 5 seconds when you're in the stack, acquire the target, the DMT will mark that location internally, and even if you go out of gimbal limits, as soon as you turn back inbound on the target, it remembers the point. Okay. And then you've just got to turn the laser on at the 10-second count so that the laser is on at the point of weapon release.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes, that is realistic. So you would what they would do is it would be a laser spot handoff. So they would say whoever's laser code. So somebody may be lasing it in. So if it's Coffee, so Coffee's laser code 1688, secondary laser spot handoff. In that case, once he's done with the 9-line, got the good readback and everything, it'll be like a salute. Well, I guess you can't salute the Maverick anyway. He'll call Hammer 1 Stare 1688. You'll then go into LSS. Once you actually get it, you'll say spot cease laser, and then you'll have your mark and basically from there you can proceed in.
Yeah, and that would be the preferred methodology for the Harrier if they're using laser spot track, because it means that you don't have to dip the nose on the actual attack run.
Correct. That is in line with how the 9-line would work.
I was actually trying to do that with Cap's group because they had 8 and Charlie's, but because I was being stepped on by their internal comms, I couldn't call PS there.
I've got just a solution for that. So, I like to ask lots of questions. So why don't we have next time the FAC A and the JTACs on an extra frequency? Does that make sense? So for group 2, we'll have an interior frequency for our group, and then an extra frequency to speak to the FAC A. Therefore, Coffee doesn't hear all my bullshit. Basically,
that's actually exactly what I did with Zoidberg's and Warren's group.
Do that next time. That's fine.
You're gonna need 3 frequencies for that, though, if you wanna listen to global as well.
It's mainly a problem for me because of how I operate in the camera. So it may you guys may not need to do it, but whatever group I'm in will need to do it.
It might be the case that you just have to change frequencies when you're going back into the airfield. So when you go out, instead you switch off 243 and you turn on your particular JTAC or FAC A.
Cool. Right, I think we're done. So we'll take it up again tomorrow, and we'll slowly drag this in to ourselves, and then, like I said, we'll have a big whopping campaign. Use it, hopefully correctly. Right, I'm going to go put something together. I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Yeah, see you later.